I have no idea if Jesus will return before 2027, but Polymarket is willing to take bets on whether or not he will. So you can see here we have the odds of Jesus Christ returning before 2027, and we see all bets for this past year. You can see the current percentage shares just down here at 3.5%, and it hit a high point of about 4.7% just a week ago. And you can see now, if you think this is some sort of niche betting market, there's $2.7 million have been bet on this. And now, how do they define whether or not Jesus comes back? So it's always important to read the rules for these things. So it says this market will resolve to yes if the second coming of Jesus Christ occurs by December 31st, 2026 at 11:59 Eastern Time. Don't know why it has to be Eastern Time, but there you have it. Otherwise, this market will resolve to no. The resolution source for this market will be a consensus of credible sources. Now, I'm not really sure what credible sources would count for that. Often they list actually more specific ones, but there you have it. And this is not the first time that Polymarket has run this thing. It ran it last year, and you can see what happened there. You can see the market start off the year, hit a high point of about 3.6%, so we're very close to that right now, and then dropped all the way back down to zero since he didn't show up. And you can see last year, over the course of the whole year, about $3.3 million were bet on this market. Now, I don't really understand why you would bet on this market. Surely if you bet $1,000, say, and you are right, and you get whatever it is, 20 times your money, so you get $20,000, your money's not really going to be very useful if Jesus is coming back, sort of thing, or I wouldn't have thought so anyway. So I find the whole thing very confusing as to why anyone would bet any money on this thing to occur, but obviously if you have a strong feeling on it, maybe you want to bet some money on it. However, I did come across this other market, which is a derivatives market of this. So this is the betting on what the odds will be on the Jesus Christ returning market we just looked at. So this is Jesus Christ returns before 2027. Odds are greater than 5%, which they haven't hit at all yet, on February 17th, so very specific, between 12 and 1 a.m. So you can see there's a 14% chance of this. So I've got to think some people are trying to manipulate this. So if they bet enough money on the main market, you can make money off of this market. You can see there's about just under $200,000 have already been bet on it. The rules for this are down here, you can see. So the market will resolve to yes if the yes option for the will Jesus Christ return before 2027 market, which we just looked at, is priced over 5%, or the listed value they state here, for the majority of minutes during the 1 hour period between 12 a.m. and 12:59 a.m. on February 17th, 2026. Otherwise, this market will resolve to no. A tie in the number of minutes will resolve to no if the underlying market resolves prior to this market. So obviously, which means if Jesus does come back, this market will immediately resolve in accordance with the underlying market's final outcome. The resolution source will be the underlying minute price level data for the will Jesus Christ return before 2027 market, which can be viewed here, which I have a link to, through the resolution tab. So again, you're looking at a 1 hour window. So I can only think that the reason people are betting on the main will Jesus Christ return in 2027 market is so that they can manipulate it for bets like this. I assume these are ongoing bets that will happen. So anyways, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Do you think Jesus is going to come back in 2027? If he is going to come back, would you bet money on it? And would just love to hear what anyone has to say about this. Thanks.